So the package literally just arrived, and we're going to be heading to the airport to deliver this handcrafted gift to Jack Daly. This is going to be amazing. All right, let's get to the airport.
Yo.
Chris.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, dude, the mug arrived just in time. I'm on my way to go deliver it to Jack.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He was in front of my company 7 years ago today. I just posted it on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess we did. I forgot we did a training with him a while back.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Chris.
Keep me posted. Have a great day. Good luck with that.
All right, thanks, brother.
So I'd like to introduce John Rulin, and John is a local guy here, but he's written a very popular book that I'll let him tell you about, and it's a very, very cool complement to some of the things that we're talking about here today. So, John, thank you for being here. All right? Thank you.
So I promise that over the next 15 minutes that what I'm going to share with you and Jack is going to be worth your time. I think it'd be helpful to kind of understand where I'm coming from and just lay a little bit of foundation, if that's okay. I'm not a native St. Louisan. I moved here about 8 years ago. My wife's family farms about 4,000 acres, about 3 hours from here, direct east over on the other side of Illinois. And so when we met in Ohio. I'm an Ohio farm boy, grew up on 47 acres, milking goats every morning, doing one of the more cool things on the planet. I ended up going to what was supposed to be med school. I thought I'd go make mom happy. I wanted to get off the farm. And as luck would have it, I got an internship with a company called Cutco. By the time I was a senior in college, I started to pick up professional sports teams as clients, and I'd become, out of 1.5 million college kids, in 70 years, I was Cutco's largest distributor in the history of the planet. So I realized med school could get put on hold. Like, nobody was teaching gratitude as a competitive advantage in business. A lot of people would check a box once a year and send gifts at the holidays. Show of hands if you've ever sent gifts at the holidays to your best clients or employees. I realized if you want to engage somebody, doing things completely different than your competitors, not out of obligation, but because you want to. And so we started to apply this principle. And last year, we gave out $350,000 worth of gifts to people. It's why we landed Google as a client. It's one of the reasons that we've been able to speak and land $20,000 speaking engagements, is because we gift like a king and we get treated like a king. GOT's Gathering of Titans. It's a birthing of giants group. And there's a group of people that went through it back in the 90s. That have been meeting for a long time. And a lot of these guys are ballers. Like, they're guys that are like mini Warren Buffetts and the founder of 1-800-GOT-JUNK, all these different people. I get introduced to speak to this group. We landed some of the biggest speaking engagements on the planet because of Cameron. Well, at that event, I met a guy named Chris Kaplan and started to build a relationship more with him. I met him kind of briefly at another event, but I really deepened the relationship there. And at that event, people are like, man, it's a bummer that you haven't got a chance to, or they didn't get a chance to meet Jack. I'm like, I heard that. That guy was at this event like 10 years ago. I keep hearing about him. I've watched videos about him, but I've, like, for whatever reason, we've never been at the same event together. If I speak, they were like, hey, we're gonna raise money for Jack, for his wife, cancer. They start talking about him, who he was, who Bonnie is, all these other things. Chris is talking about him. And I'm like, I'm getting pretty moved. And they're like, hey, I have a house in Aspen. Let's auction that off. And so they decide that they're gonna raise money to help him raise a bunch of money for the Jimmy V Foundation. And in total, it was like $250,000 that were raised in like 10 minutes. So fast forward another 6 months, I'm in St. Louis. I finally am with Chris and get a chance to sit down with Jack and hand him my book. And we just hit it off, had this great conversation over the course of the next hour. And was super impressed. Was like, man, this is a guy that I need in my corner. Kind of like a Cameron Harrell 10 years ago. I'm like, I really want to blow this guy away. I call Chris immediately. I'm like, Chris, that thing that we were talking about doing, we have to do it. Chris had made one for his mom's 80th birthday. This is the one that just arrived literally within the last 24 hours to St. Louis. It took 3 days to carve. The artist made a video of himself talking about it, and I'm gonna kind of do a rendition of what this piece is. Obviously, everybody knows the signature BAM. You can't not have a mug that's for Jack that doesn't have that word on it. That's him. A lot of you guys know he's done like 15 Ironmans, triathlons. He's just insane. That's to signify the accomplishments that he's done there. This here is to honor Bonnie's love for being an artist and pouring her heart out into her artwork. Another Jackism, raised the bar. Obviously Jack, his whole life has constantly done nothing but that. This is Jack and his wife and their 2 kids when they're young. And up here, he's all about adventure and doing crazy things. That's him with his 2 grandkids in a plane, obviously continuing to lead an adventure. This here is to signify the $250,000 that went to the Jimmy V Fund that Jack so generously, because of who he is, raised. And then this is some of the words that when I talked to Chris that kind of signified who Jack is. Joyful, jacked, obviously, charisma, and devoted. And I know that that one of the reasons they lived where they did, where Jack lives, where he is at, is the beach. Bonnie loved the beach, and every day they would spend time on the beach together. And that's that there. And if you look at it, this is the crazy part, is that there's your B, there's your O, there's your N, there's your N, there's your I, and there's your E. So the goal is every single day when you have your coffee, your tea, whatever, you're able to celebrate who you are, what you've done, the legacy you've created, but also remember the rock that helped you get there. And so, Jack, this is for you, man. I took your time. You don't have to go buy Giftology. There's copies in the back for you guys to be able to take Giftology home with you or back to your office with you. But thank you for allowing me to share this. You appreciate it, love, man. Thanks, guys.